Hi everyone, welcome back to Ask Nutritionist Deepa's another episode. First of all, I hope you all are doing well and staying healthy, staying occupied, uh, keeping just keep, moving forward, I should say. Before I go on, I just want to thank all of you for watching my Facebook Live events and giving me feedback on my podcast and sending me questions because, as you know, I started it in January and it's been doing well, and I think it's because of you all and your support and positive energy. So thank you for doing that. It means a lot to me. So as you know, in my podcast, I usually either have a guest or I select a topic and or answer the questions that I usually get from my patients or family or friends, and I try to answer them. Today's episode, I'm going to answer such questions, uh, basically related to how important it is to meal plan to lose weight. Okay, and so basically, I'm going to talk about benefits of meal planning. Secondly, a simple meal planning tool that I'm going to show you that will help you at least identify what you need in the pantry to get the meal planning started. And the third one is how to make meal planning less overwhelming. Okay, so hang in there with me. I will answer these three questions that I frequently get from my patients. But let's start by addressing how what are the benefits of meal planning. Okay, so first of all, when you are meal planning, it helps you organized, right? And when your life is organized or when your eating routine is organized, you are more likely to stay the course. And when you meal plan, that helps you become less impulsive about your food choices. Okay, because just imagine if you are tired and or bored and you don't know what you're going to do, and if you have not meal planned and it's suddenly 6 o'clock in the evening, or for that matter it's you start with a busy morning with this new COVID routines at home, and you don't know what you're going to eat for breakfast, and either then you are going to skip the breakfast or you may end up eating things that you should not be eating, and that is what is called as impulsive eating. So uh, meal planning literally stops that, because you already know what you're going to eat for breakfast, lunch and dinner. So by reducing the impulsive eating and making you more mindful about your meals, that's how meal planning helps with weight loss. Okay, the other thing that happens is the cost of the eating healthy is reduced significantly, because a lot of people think, oh, eating healthy is expensive, but when you meal plan, you tend to buy things, only things that you need. uh, there is less wastage because you know exactly how you're going to use your leftovers, right? So thus it is environmentally friendly thing to do as well. The other benefit of meal planning is it allows you to eat balanced meals and have nutrient dense meals. Okay, so that is a really huge benefit of meal planning, because many times what happens is people tend to skip a food group, or they think they are on some sort of a diet where you don't have to eat carbohydrates, or some people are on high protein diet, low carb or high fat, low what have you, right? And not having balanced meal really affects your immune system, it affects your gut health, which is connected to your immune system, it affects your performance uh, overall. Okay, so meal planning kind of benefits you by having balanced meals. Okay, so that is number one, the benefits of meal planning, obviously reducing impulsive eating, making you more mindful, and third is reducing cost of eating healthy, reducing waste, And the fifth one is balanced meals. Thus, it fuels your body correctly. The second question from one of my patients was, is there an easy meal planning tool? Okay, if you are a beginner, if you are starting, correct? So what I have done is I have created this little handy dandy flyer on, it is called as my meal, Deepa's My Plate Planner, basically. It's a little sunny, but I hope you guys can see it. I just decided to get some vitamin D. Okay, so a balanced plate contains three groups. Plenty of vegetables, okay? Then you have your protein, variety of beans, lentil, peas, and then you have your intact grains like wild rice or brown rice, so on and so forth. What else does your body need? If meal planning also includes watching what you're drinking, right? So water, iced tea, infused water, so on and so forth. Meal planning also includes snacks. So hummus, salsa, dark chocolate, olives, maybe some wasa crackers or rice crackers, peanut butter. Those things go under your snack list. Because remember, impulsive snacking is a number one problem that leads to weight gain. Okay, so knowing what you're going to eat or planning your snacks is a tremendous help. Then what do I have here? Yeah, daily mindful activities is another column where you are planning that, hey, every 1 hour I'm going to take some deep breaths or walk for 5 minutes while my food is getting warmed up, so on and so forth. All those things become part of the meal planning exercise. So this is a very simple handy dandy tool. Like I said, you need vegetables, you need protein from plant-based protein, predominantly because high in fiber, high in protein, and then you have fiber and different vegetables. Okay, in fact, a little later I'm going to show you a few other things. Now if you look at the back side of this plate, you will notice that we are obviously going to widen the vegetable section with different kinds of vegetables here, right? Different colors of vegetables. The protein group has expanded into edamame and tofu and lentil pasta, bean pastas. Your carbohydrates are corn, fruits, potatoes, sweet potato, what else? Wild rice, so on and so forth. And then you have your oils, which is like avocado oil and nuts and whole coconut, right? So basically when you're meal planning, what you need to focus on is that, are you getting or are you preparing meals using each of this food group? Okay, so that's very crucial. That's what this meal planning tool is all about, is to give you a quick synopsis of what are some of the food groups you need for planning your meals, and these are the groups. Okay, by the way, I can be clearer than this. It says do not eat this. Okay, all processed food, please do not eat this. So again, I'm going to quickly show you the front, which is your plate with plenty of vegetables, intact grains, protein, different kinds of herbs and spices, water, infused water, and snacks, and so on and so forth, right? So that's about a question that was, is there a simple meal planning tool? And this particular plate is also going to help you watch your portions, because as you can see, you have almost 2 cups of vegetables, 1 cup of intact grains, and 1 cup of plant protein. So it's very balanced. It's going to keep your portions intact, and that watching your portions is going to lead to weight loss, because many times we tend to overeat. If we are eating very fast, that's going to contribute to overeating as well. So this little meal planning tool will also help you with portions. It will, like I was saying, it will help ensuring nutritional adequacy. Okay, the third question that I got was how to make meal planning less overwhelming. Okay, I understand when you see so many vegetables, it's, oh my God, I don't have time to chop, I don't have time to cook, where do I even start? So feel free to take advantage of frozen vegetables or pre-chopped vegetables. For example, you easily you can get broccoli or cauliflower florets. Frozen vegetables, I always promote frozen vegetables, and there are all kinds of frozen vegetables available. There are stir fry blends, frozen asparagus is available, all kinds of green beans are available, chopped spinach that you can quickly add it to soup or a stew, butternut squash, you have riced vegetables, frozen fruit, like I found this acai berry puree. Then what else do I have here? Oh, more stir fry blends, beets, organic cherries, which were very difficult to find until last year, but Walmart has gotten its act together and is selling more and more organic frozen vegetables and fruit, as well as they're fresh. So going into the frozen section is really going to help us a lot. And then you want to have obviously some seasonings. My most recent favorite one is this poultry seasoning. It's basically all kinds of different herbs together, and it goes really well with vegetables or even on tofu, or adding it to a soup. So having some seasonings like mushroom powder, and then I found this vegan chickenless seasoning salt that you can add as you are transitioning out, or just looking for some quick flavor, along with different kinds of herbs and spices. And then you can, by the way, look at this collard green bag that I found at Walmart. It was 2 pounds of collard greens, right? It lasted me for a week. I made a soup, I stir fried it, and when it's time, when you feel that you don't have time to cook anything, just steam the vegetables and throw them in the freezer. That way, you can reuse them when you are making a soup or a stir fry. Okay, that's another trick of meal planning, is to freeze things, right? But by the way, I mean, few other things. Then you want to have some quick ready to eat items, like Hillary's burgers are good ones. Dr. Prager's only black bean and quinoa kind of meets the recommendation for the fat and fiber. I found the other ones were really high, really didn't really have as much nutritional value to it, but this quinoa black bean is a decent one, still quite high in fat, almost 7 grams of fat in it. But again, this is a good plan B option, and some of these items should be part of your meal planning, right? Because things don't always happen according to the what we wish for. And many times what happens is there will be a day or two in your schedule where you just don't have time to even defrost something, and that's when these things are going to come in handy. Another favorite is lentil pasta. Lentil pasta actually qualifies as a slow acting carbohydrate. It's a protein and it's a vegetable. Okay, so by making a bowl of pasta, it's going to give you 3 different groups and a lot of fiber and so on and so forth. So these things are basically going to help you plan successfully. By the way, for dessert, those of you who love chocolate, I found this at Walmart. It's 67% dark chocolate, only 3 ingredients, organic. Yes, it has some added sugar, but if this is what is going to prevent you from eating donuts or ice cream bars and box of cookies, then just have like a half a teaspoon of that, or like a teaspoon. Lily's is a good, pretty decent brand for your sweetness chocolate cake. So that's, I'm surrounded by boxes and all kind of stuff here. Oh, by the way, I found this superfood salad mix. Okay, and I think this comes in extremely handy because I used it not only in salad, but I made a soup out of it, and I also stir fried it. Okay, so meal planning, we have a lot of things available to successfully execute the meal planning operation here, right? So we learned about the benefits of meal planning because it makes us less impulsive, it allows us to watch portions, it gives us enough fiber, it makes us more mindful, and all these things lead to weight loss, which will make people happy, right? Everybody is into weight loss, and it's important to lose weight if you are a little bit overweight because of high, I mean, weight leads to hypertension, diabetes, pre-diabetes, and reduces your immunity. So weight loss should always be a goal if you feel that you need to lose weight. And meal planning is a wonderful thing to do. I think that is the key to weight loss. I have seen my patients who have successfully done meal planning, and it takes time. I'm not saying this is going to happen overnight, but even if you keep that little the picture of the plate in front of you, you know, that, hey, I need to meal plan using these three groups with seasoning and herbs and spices, it's going to be huge. Okay, so use these simple meal planning tools, and please shop in the frozen section, get some um, get some clean label ready to eat products as your plan B. Oh, by the way, I saw this cauliflower gnocchi the other day, and it's pretty good. It comes out really good, has hardly any fat in it, and it was a good option. So always keep looking for a clean label, minimal ingredients in the ingredient list, those type of products in your pantry, and slowly stop bringing in junk, and it will happen automatically once you start meal planning uh, for the clean label, plant-based, minimally processed option. The bad food will automatically stop coming in your house. Okay, so I wish you a happy meal planning beginnings. Okay, reach out if you have any questions or if you have any comment, and I will get back to you. Getting questions from you guys really helps me understand what everybody is looking for. And if one person has a question, which means at least 100 other people are probably struggling with the same thing. So keep those questions coming. And until then, I wish you a happy and healthy evening and rest of the day, rest of the week. And please take care. And again, thank you so much for listening to the podcast or YouTube or Facebook, wherever you watch me, and really sending me positive vibes and encouraging me to continue to do this. As you know, I really like helping people and nutrition, and this whole thing is my calling. But enough of my rant. Thank you again for joining. And if you could review or comment on anything we are doing, that would be greatly appreciated. So thanks again, and see you next week with a guest, interesting guest. I believe he's going to show us how to make a cocktail. So I'm super excited to have him on board. So tune in next week. Until then, goodbye.